guys, and welcome to Nerding Out, the show where us GameSpot nerds and you talk about the things that we like. And today we're talking about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., winter finale, the laws of Inferno dynamics. You know what's hot like fire? That Ghost Rider.
That Ghost Rider.
That Ghost Rider.
That Ghost Rider.
Can we talk about how ridiculous that scene with Robbie and Eli was, and how it was just so obvious? It's like, oh, let me stand in this box. Nothing could go wrong here. Oh no, I've been stabbed through with a friggin' shoulder by my uncle.
Got me again.
Why did I stand in this box?
It was a Wile E. Coyote Acme box.
Seriously.
Acme on the side with the plate of bird seeds.
I don't know why he couldn't just like step off Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
He'd just go like, I don't know. And how couldn't he not flame on with getting stabbed? That I didn't know that happened.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Unless, I mean, if he was so much pain that he couldn't focus on changing,
He was obviously dead. He was dead twice.
Yeah.
He got dead twice right there.
He's deader now.
He's so much deader.
So deader.
I wonder if it's because of, jumping ahead a little bit, where the carbon spike, the matter was coming from, that maybe that could be some tie to prevent, I don't know.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
Could be that, or could be a plot hole. We'll probably never know.
We'll find out. No, we won't. Maybe not. Maybe never. But you know what? The Demon Core is real.
Mm-hmm.
The Demon Core is real.
It's real. Tell me about it, buddy.
So we looked it up. The Demon Core was originally used for testing in Operation Crossroads, which was basically when they blew up Bikini Atoll.
I'm saying that right, nerds?
I would
I'm
say
saying
Atoll.
Atoll.
Bikini Atoll.
I don't know.
So a bunch of scientists, this thing was originally called Rufus, and it was
Rufus, of course.
a core of highly,
Bad stuff.
irradiated stuff, or not irradiated, but like, I don't know, radium or plutonium or something like that. But the lid thing was a real mechanic in this thing. So sometimes scientists would, to perform this like experiment, they would need to like slightly charge this thing. So they would use a screwdriver to keep the lid separated from the core. And one time a guy was just being a cowboy, literally wore cowboy boots, and the screwdriver slipped and the thing touched and he became irradiated, but he protected all of his buddies, died of radiation poisoning like 20 days later. It happened twice. So they renamed it
twice?
No. Another scientist, same kind of thing. That guy died twice, just like Ghost Rider.
Yeah, that's right.
Weird. His head lit afire and his uncle sucked. So they renamed it from Rufus to the Demon Core, and now we have a plot device. I think it's pretty dope.
Very nice. So last week we talked about Molecule Man. So Eli was causing all these earthquakes. What was going on there?
So, yeah, he's creating, his whole thing is he's creating things from nothing, which that's Molecule Man doesn't really create things. He manipulates stuff like that. So
Eli wasn't doing that. He
thought he was creating from nothing, but it turned out he wasn't. So there could be kind of a Molecule Man tweak, throwback, or maybe not, maybe so.
Well, it was like Molecule Man in his entire existence never caused earthquakes, right?
Yeah.
So they needed something to do with Quake. They brought that whole thing in, and now we have a cool thing for Quake to do.
Great, yeah. And speaking of her, she was able to absorb the earthquakes. So we just had Chloe Bennett standing in her room while like Ada's doing this, and then Chloe's like, I can't deal with it. It's too much. I need to go outside. Is this the first time that we've seen her absorbing earthquakes?
I guess that's the question. Is she absorbing it, or did Fitz tweak her gauntlet so much? That's probably not the case, because she must be in tune to it.
Absorption plates, frequency mines, and then something processing units when he's talking about their new gauntlets. They're so fresh and so clean. Wow,
Yeah.
that was weird. So she could be actually absorbing.
I think it could be
seismic
possible.
activity.
I mean, she's still relatively new with her powers. She hasn't had them that long, so it's possible she could be growing the more she uses them. The more intense it becomes.
Yeah.
I wonder how strong or how powerful could she be? Like because those gauntlets are basically power inhibitors.
Yeah.
otherwise her bones are just going to shatter. And
Their absorption for all of the seismic activity that's being created in her hands.
She did say that she was feeling like 1/10 the power.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she did. I'm pretty sure she said that.
Oh, I didn't remember.
So to me, I took it as it's containing her power. So when she's using it, it's not so intense that it's just like, psh,
Right.
it's just like a little bit. So instead of like this, it's maybe like that.
She's got shocks on her arms. That's
So
dope.
how powerful is she then?
That's the thing. Could she
Yeah.
like crack the earth?
I think that we should just get some adamantium or something in those.
Yeah, just
in
get
those
her bones, adamantium bones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to worry about it.
Just do it.
I'll take care of it.
Although it might vibrate her skin.
Do an adamantium dip. Like,
Yeah, just-
get in
just
there.
But
Dip her arms in.
adamantium's
Yeah.
owned by Fox, so
No,
can't happen.
It's cool. You know what's cool about him? He's got all that.
What about that vibranium though?
that vibranium,
That
though.
vibranium
But
though.
the thing is, you need a healing factor in order to get all this stuff injected into you because it's going to kind of hurt.
He's still going. Dude, the licensing knowledge that you contain in your brain is amazing.
Oh man.
It's an AIDA brain.
The AIDA brain. So we saw in this episode there was a scene where Daisy's talking to Coulson and he makes a joke about how he wanted her to be the face of S.H.I.E.L.D. And she says like maybe in the comic books. So in the comic books, what is Daisy's role? Is she like a leader or a face of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
So she kind of came out of nowhere where she was like introduced. She was like 18. She had level 10 clearance, which is the highest clearance possible. So she had access to everything. And she was basically Nick Fury's prize student. And Nick Fury did some questionable things. So he was kind of on the run and hiding. And then that's where the Secret Warriors came about. And she was like the leader of that. So I don't think she was really ever leading S.H.I.E.L.D. because like Maria Hill has taken on that role.
Yeah.
But she was definitely super high clearance. And why? I still don't know how she got that clearance.
Yeah, I don't either.
Maybe she was up to something nefarious.
She was just super cool. She's like
18-year-old.
clearance 10.
She's getting in.
She hacked her way in. She just hacked her own clearance.
She was a creepy van hacker
She was.
for a little while, and now
was.
she's.
Let us not forget.
Look at her. Now she's level blue. Now she's level blue.
Level blue,
Agency S.H.I.E.L.D.
whatever that means. Let's talk about AIDA for a second. So she was like, I don't use magic. Like,
Magic is a deception.
Magic involves deception.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's up? What was up with that?
So
Does magic exist here or does it not?
there's two questions that are like, okay, is AIDA actually capable of lying? Because if she's capable of lying,
That she is using magic.
well, she's obviously using magic.
But is she using? That's the second thing. If
What is
magic is
magic? That's
more
the
of a
second
science
question.
thing, so maybe she's like, no, magic isn't real. I'm using science, or maybe she is using magic, and she could have been programmed to lie,
Right.
or maybe she programmed herself. Maybe she could tweak herself after. She's making a brain. She can make adjustments to herself.
Yo,
like a
AIDA's
screwdriver.
tweaking. We got to get her some help.
So we don't know. I mean, yeah, because we saw that she was programmed to feel pain, which sucked.
That was really, really
She's
Westworldian.
like,
Yeah. That was strange.
yeah.
That was very
I got
strange.
Everyone's a
shot for
host.
you, and they're like, sorry,
Sorry.
thanks, but sorry.
Yep.
Let's
Let's talk about Mace really quick. So we saw him in his gear, his Patriot gear, perhaps. Yeah, with
good.
his little shield logo, and
he
he's like
had
ready
that.
to fight.
He's been waiting.
Yeah, he's had it
had
in his closet. He's
Yeah.
ready to break
He's
it
like,
out.
all right, like this is a time. Oh, look what I have.
Oh, I've got this really sweet costume over here. But when I
Yeah, so
put it on,
he
it's
was
like
called
fighting.
Patriot in the comics, so it's not necessarily like red, white, and blue to be too close to Captain America, which there's connections there. But so yeah, if he starts wearing, the question is he going to be wearing that more often? Because
Yes.
he's always wearing a suit.
Probably, right?
Or is he? The director's not supposed to be out in the field, but we saw Coulson do that all the time. So maybe Mace is like, I'm going to go out and be out there too.
I feel like the director should do some FaceTime or whatever that line
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
Okay, so that made me dislike him a little bit more, and then all of a sudden he had that heart to heart.
Do we trust him? Do you
Do
guys
we
still
trust him?
You trust
I
him, I
think.
trust him.
Distrust him?
I trust him.
You
I mean,
trust him?
He sat down on that like thing in the hangar and was like, "Listen, Coulson, I don't know what you want from me, dude. Like I'm trying to do the thing." I mean, he wasn't that whiny, but it really got me. I believed that. I believed it.
Yeah, he had an answer for everything, like why he was working with the senator
All of it,
and that,
and
you
it
know,
all completely made
protecting
sense.
them. I just don't know. I mean, when he finds out about AIDA, he's a little freaked out at first that she's an android because he's like, oh, I was kind of attracted to her.
He totally checked her out.
But then he's like, well, we'll dissect her later or whatever. So he tells Radcliffe, bring I want all your research here. And, so basically so we can control it. Because he was upset. He's like, haven't you guys learned anything from Ultron?
Well,
so
yeah.
He's like,
That's what
Sokovia
S.H.I.E.L.D.
Accords.
is for.
But it's like, why does he want Ada there? Because one, he's creepily attracted to her, or two,
hot robot under the same roof.
He wants
to observe her.
maintain, make sure everything's safe and secure.
maintain
Or
control.
three, does he have some other plans of what they could use?
I'm in
Or
between
three,
here.
something else.
Yeah. I'm in between here. I don't trust him completely, but I think that, he does care about the team. He cares about the team, but he might have his own agenda.
Yeah. Especially when the news was talking and he was upset about his face, what do you call it? Headshot. Even though it's a side headshot. Is this a headshot? I don't know.
Sure.
When he was upset about that, it wasn't his good side. So it's like he's so concerned about that and the fact that he's got this fancy costume. So is it an ego thing or is it there's more layers
I mean,
to
he
him?
might just be really a lot better at marketing than Coulson.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Although that dude that died, his little buddy, his little assistant, that was like, yeah, you're right, sir. That is your bad side. I was like, that dude's dead. That dude's so dead. He's a red shirt.
Monday was Gabriel Luna's birthday. He just turned 34. And,
Happy birthday, Gabe.
and now he's off the show. Maybe. Indefinitely.
You're fired.
Yeah.
Literally.
Get out.
All right, enough of that. Let's go to our featured theory from one of our viewers. So, YouTube user FreshJ3 said, I think Ada is creating a cyborg son. Victor Manchu, anyone? Can you elaborate on that, Tony?
So Victor was created by Ultron.
Hold on. So that's obviously debunked after watching this
Yeah.
episode.
So this isn't case.
Obviously
It was a good call, good theory. Because we wondered what was Ada doing. Was she
Right.
creating other? Was she creating a boyfriend? What was she doing? So
Yeah.
Ultron, which Ultron did create Jocasta, which was a girlfriend basically for him with robot weird stuff.
I'm glad
so
Ada's
he
still
creates
single.
Victor. And eventually, this kid, he was a teen. He thought he was a real kid. He finds out he's part robot or whatever. He ends up joining the Runaways, which is a group of teens who find out their parents are supervillains. They take off and then they end up doing good things and all that. This would have been a cool kind of introduction because the ABC Freeform is doing a Runaway show. And they could have had like, here's Victor Mancha, and then now he's on this
Crossover.
show.
Yeah.
But they're not doing that.
Yeah.
Boo.
Boo.
But good theory, dude.
Yeah, good
Yeah,
theory.
good
Thanks
theory.
for sending that in. So let's talk about our Nerd Chills moments of last night. All right, who wants to go first? What was your moment, Tony?
I'm going to take it first.
All right, go ahead.
Because we pre-discussed. Mine
Yes.
kind of leads into yours a bit. So the yo-yo thing where she like Coulson sticks out his hand and then she like flips his gun around and like then he just pulls the trigger, Max freaking shotgun blade thing. All of that was so dope.
That was
Very
really
well
cool.
coordinated.
It was like, yeah, that's awesome.
was really
That was
cool.
what I wanted.
But
All right, go.
so Yo-Yo's running super fast in a blink of an
I
eye.
hate this.
Yeah.
And, so if this dude's holding a gun up to Coulson and she grabs it and that split second puts it in his hand, it is going so fast in his hand. It's like if you get like the ultimate high five that just stings your, makes
That's
your hand
gotta
red.
burn.
And it's just,
The instantaneous momentum of something, maybe.
because
But
it's just,
also
it didn't
a
teleport.
human cannot move that fast anyway. So
She's
all
inhuman.
we're talking about is theory anyway.
She's an inhuman.
So
Yes.
I know that it's a completely different, comic, but all of the speedsters in DC would be completely dead. Like all of them would.
They would have killed many.
Yeah, I remember something. I don't know if it was in The Flash or something like that, where someone was like running with someone and they held them by the back of their neck so they wouldn't get whiplash.
Well, that makes sense.
So I don't know if it was in The Flash or if it was in something else, but
But if you stop something perfectly in time, like if they threw it in speed, that would do something. But if you just set something somewhere, like she's not like whipping the gun.
but still, it's still going from here to here in that split second.
Everybody, what do you think? Give us the comments. Let's. Who's right? Who's right?
It's
Theoretical physicists out there. Just I don't
like
think
if
that's
I
the
threw
right.
his pen at you,
Do
see how
it.
fast it
Do
goes.
it.
All right, what was your nerd chills moment
What
last
was
night?
my nerd chill moment?
Your nerd chill moment.
I don't even remember what my moment.
You were talking about the ending.
The
right?
ending.
Yeah, the ending.
Oh, that crazy ending. So it's like, what the heck is going on? So we see the guy that died. He's picking up all the stuff, he's just throwing stuff in a box, not even organizing Radcliffe's notes. He's just like, whatever. Someone else is gonna sort this out. I don't care. And then the closet opens and I don't know, for some reason I thought there was gonna be like a deformed shaved dog, like some animal, like
Because she had a bowl.
yeah,
and
because
like
I don't know why. It was,
she's,
it's
like,
some
torturing
weird.
something?
No, like maybe it was like some poor thing that she's trying to nurture. Because since she comes with the bowl of water, so it's
After
like,
she broke a dude's neck, you thought it was a shaved dog?
I don't know what I thought it was. I thought it was some, because he's like,
Yeah.
like he was shocked by something, and then we find out it's Agent Melinda May. She's unconscious. She's got
gosh.
blood. But then we also find out, I just spit a little. We also find
Not
out
on me, I'm fine.
a little bit that at the same time she's with Coulson about to drink that bottle.
But it's not her. It's just a copy of her that she made. She made that really fast,
Yeah,
by
she
the
was
way.
Like building
So-
with magic Legos.
How did she make
Power
another
gloves.
May so
Power
fast?
gloves.
She took her magic
Maybe
wand.
magic. Maybe
Petronius,
magic.
something stupefied.
Yeah, I think she's
I'm sorry,
protesting
Harry
too
Potter
much.
fans. I'm really sorry for that.
Or, I mean, it could just be, since we don't know what the process of the cube, the mold is, the Jello mold. So maybe it's just like it does something, and then she 3D scans May, then they just make the face. So it
She
could just
3D
be,
printed.
it could just be a couple minutes, and then grow
Yeah.
the hair or something like that. Or maybe she
knows?
had it. Maybe she's got the whole team in the other closets.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe she did.
And
Stop it
all I'm
right
sorry.
now.
I wonder.
I'm putting an end to the puns on this. I don't know what is happening.
Stop.
Maybe Radcliffe is a LMD also.
Maybe.
What was your favorite moment?
I was really happy when Daisy was brought back into the fold. Daisy was made a shield agent again by Mace, but that was nice. Even if it was just for the cameras, she is now back with her family where she belongs. So that made me happy. 'cause
And the fact
I
that
like
she's
seeing
still
Daisy
like,
happy.
she's like, I don't really know about the rules, and so she's still gonna be the teen rebel. You know,
Yeah.
she's not a teen, but she's still gonna be like I'm not gonna do what you say. Don't tell
She's
me
their
what to
resident
I
team.
mean, I
rebel.
like these. I like the jewelry, but
do.
whatever.
Because obviously the team works well when they kind of go against authority, when they do their own. That's how they've worked. And
Yeah.
they break the rules and they get the job done. So
Yep.
That should be their
we'll break the
motto.
rules and get the
That's
job
the
done.
motto.
Cool.
All right, let's talk about predictions. So the show does not come back until January 10th. Is that correct?
That is correct.
All right. So until January 10th, let's make some predictions about what we're going to see next month.
Take it.
Yeah. So I think that Robbie's coming back. I don't think we've seen the last of him. Would you agree?
I hope so.
Yes.
Yeah.
I sure darn hope so. I like that guy.
Coulson
Yeah.
makes his line about, because when he tells Daisy,
like-
no, she's like, do you think he's gonna be back? And
He's like, yeah, he's not the first Ghost Rider.
And she's like, what?
Which
to
was
come
like,
back.
what?
But the thing is, if he comes back, there's not really a place for him on the team. They can't make him an agent.
Also, we didn't really talk about this, but he is completely indestructible. He's got an obviously, like, well, it's not a spirit of vengeance. That's already been proven. Like, well, I guess it could potentially be a spirit of vengeance, but he's immortal. He's immortal. He's completely uncontrollable. He, like, the power level on him is insane. Like, he got stabbed. He was dead. He got killed in this episode. We didn't even talk about that. Like, Ghost Rider being Ghost Rider compared to anyone on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is like,
Yeah.
they're puny. Him coming back could potentially be something that they need to control or need to harness. Like, he might not come back as something good because this was his last job where he's not, like, if he comes back, he's only doing the Spirit of Vengeances or whatever is inside of him because it's not Uncle Eli.
Yeah.
So he's only doing that thing's bidding.
Yeah.
There was some rumbling apparently around New York Comic Con. It's like people were saying like, oh, Ghost Rider should get his own show. He should get a spinoff. So maybe they would, because as cool as he is, as great as he is, and you know I love the non-romantic chemistry between him and Daisy.
Right.
Because I don't think you need a male and female always
No.
like, oh, let's hook up because
Yeah.
we're opposite sex or whatever.
Yo, what's up, girl? My head's on fire.
So if he does come back, it'd be great to have him come back for more interactions, but he can't be an agent, or he's not going to get like
He won't be an agent,
level
yeah.
fire badge.
yeah, and a badge won't look good on that leather
So
jacket.
if he got his own show, then he could go out the streets.
Is
of
that your
LA.
prediction? His own show?
Maybe, yeah.
What's your prediction?
I'd say that because if he comes back, it's just gonna be he can't become a regular on there because there's no place for him with Shield.
Got it.
Because he's a killer.
Yeah. All right, buddy, what are your predictions? I know you have some thoughts on AIDA.
My prediction is about AIDA. So it's
Okay.
like there's 3 options for what was going on in my head. You guys can totally tell me if I'm wrong, but so the first 2 options are AIDA's evil. AIDA has become corrupted by the Darkhold. One,
That would be so cliche.
And predictable.
Yeah.
But makes
Predictable.
sense. Because they need a threat now that Eli's gone.
right,
Yeah.
right. We need a villain. So AIDA's like made a copy of May, who's just an LMD, an evil LMD to do AIDA's bidding. You know, I don't think that one's very probable, but it's possible that she's just become blanket statement evil. The second is that you're going to have to pronounce it for me.
Chthon.
The dude who wrote the Darkhold, or thing that wrote the Darkhold, the power behind the Darkhold, the purpose of the Darkhold is to get this guy released in our plane. Maybe she was building that brain, and Chthon is now in May, in the LMD May. The third option is a little harder to believe, that she's good, but May was corrupted by the Darkhold. She was a little bit weird about it, you know. She wanted like to use it and that kind of thing. So May was like, dude, she's been corrupted by this book. I know what happens when humans like get corrupted by this book. The doctor read it, but he was like, dude, what is this? Get this away from me. So it's possible that she was like, I've assessed his threat with this Darkhold. He doesn't like it. But May
She's carrying it in a backpack.
has been corrupted by it. So I'm going to get her replaced, figure out what's going on with her brain meats, and then kick her back out into the team when she's all better. Those are my 3 predictions. And I know it's not direct prediction. It's just kind of theories. But I think one of those might happen. And, you know, but what do you guys think?
Yeah. I mean, at first I was like, well, she's evil. And, you know, even though it's like I said, it's cliche, they mentioned Ultra and all that. But I like your idea of maybe she's, you know, they want us to think she's evil because that's the cliffhanger until January, but maybe there's something else going on.
Yeah. Let's go to our question of the week. So, YouTube user GoGo asked, but seriously though, who was the Inhuman guy? Yeah, I don't know. We don't know. We have no information on that, but Reddit thinks that it is probably Grid. Is that correct?
Yeah, so I mean, Reddit searches and then also our own personal search is basically the only Indian, the only hero of Indian descent is Grid. His name is Dinesh Dale, maybe.
By the way, you can correct me on that. Sorry if that pronunciation is wrong.
But basically, his power profile is super strength, super speed, but also control over like electromagnetic whatnot. He can control like, you know, cybernetic stuff. I don't know if it was him, and then like he emerges as you know a superhero, an Inhuman. Why would he not use his powers? Like as you know, as soon as he comes out of the cocoon,
You didn't know.
he doesn't know
He
how
just
to use
woke
his
up.
powers.
He's cramped up. He's been like that for 7 months.
No,
He's
totally.
in a slow cooker.
I just wonder. I mean,
slow cooker.
the fact that he's
been
been cooking
cocooned.
for so long.
Yeah.
It seems like this could be the next story arc that we deal with. Yeah, there's got to be something
seems
big
like it could
and,
be.
and powerful.
Yeah.
There's got to be something to him more than. I mean, Grid. He's a newer character. I don't know if it would be him. I mean, it could be, but you would think that there's got to be some big threat. I mean, if Terrigenesis is moments, and he was there 7 months, there's got to be something. This guy's gonna be amped up and a big problem.
Or maybe he's just really slow. He's a moth. Grid is a moth. You want a butterfly.
Maybe.
How that could
But then is Senator Nadir? Because I think he's her brother. And they're not really clear on that because she was at his place, whatever. There's all the mail, and so if he is her brother, and if she hates Inhumans, is she going to be able to use him for her evil purposes, or is it going to be like, oh no, I got to change my ways and embrace Inhumans?
Yeah, that might be what they're doing. I mean, it's obvious that Senator Nadir is slightly nefarious, and he's got some problems going on.
Yeah.
I find it interesting though that
His DVR is full. 7 months.
Yeah.
That's his problem.
For
his
sure.
DVR is super full, and he was just
He
a
missed
statue
everything.
in his sister's house forever.
Yeah.
Just a lawn ornaments for his evil sister for 6 months or something.
Okay, so there's no more Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. until January 10th, but before we go, I want to shout out to Super Blue Boy 2010 on YouTube, who said, "Just came from the Westworld finale. Didn't know GameSpot Universe existed, but I like you guys, so I'm here to stay. Yay! Thank you so much." If you're watching on GameSpot Universe, great job. You did it. Thank you so much. If you're watching on GameSpot, you have to go to GameSpot Universe because as of January 3rd, all of our Nerding Outs are moving there. You can't see them on that channel anymore. So please subscribe to GameSpot Universe. And for all things Nerding Out, stick with GameSpot Universe.
Thank you.